The automotive world is in that typical countdown mode. Those who follow Tesla's movements have already noticed clear signs pointing to something big happening at the very end of 2025. It's not exactly a secret, as clues have been slowly accumulating, and each leak makes the scenario more clear. In recent weeks, inside sources have begun to intensify the frequency of information about a so-called Model Q, or perhaps Model 2, making it clear that the brand's most affordable electric car will finally be released. This idea isn't exactly new. It's been circulating in the Tesla universe for some time. Elon Musk himself has mentioned it before, but never with specific dates. Now, however, it seems the rumors have taken on a different weight, mainly because the internal schedule has started to accelerate. And when this happens, it usually means the launch is imminent. Internal documents mention short deadlines, more aggressive testing, and suppliers being urgently engaged. All of this indicates that the long-awaited moment is closer than many imagine. Furthermore, a curious detail emerged from behind the scenes. Teams directly involved with the project were instructed to advance production processes as early as the beginning of the fourth quarter. This is a very strong signal, as the pace normally intensifies just weeks before the official launch. But now, months in advance, operations have begun to run at a different pace, further reinforcing theories about the imminent announcement. The internal atmosphere is one of hushed anticipation, as if preparing something big in secret. Another very interesting indication comes directly from Tesla's factories, particularly Giga Texas, which, according to recent leaks, is already dedicating specific spaces to the new model. These are isolated areas with restricted access, the kind of environment reserved exclusively for products in the final validation phase. Anyone who has followed other Tesla launches knows that this means one thing: the product is practically ready, with only final adjustments remaining before the public unveiling. The rapid pace of these operations clearly reveals the scale of the new development. To further heighten the mystery, employees who deal directly with external suppliers have been given express orders to maintain absolute secrecy regarding technical specifications, something common when a brand is about to unveil a revolutionary product. These aren't just routine recommendations, but very specific guidelines on what to say and especially what not to say to the market. This increases the buzz in the automotive world, as everyone begins to suspect that the most interesting cards are being hidden with extra care. If there's a reliable barometer for major launches in the automotive industry, it's logistics movement. And in recent months, Tesla's contracted carriers have begun demonstrating unusual behavior, significantly increasing the flow of cargo labeled confidential. See, these operations typically involve final prototypes or strategic components essential for imminent launches. The fact is, when truck routes increase slightly, it means a major announcement is imminent. Another clue comes from the so-called lightning rounds of hiring taking place within the company. It's common for large companies to expand their teams when a new product is about to launch, especially in the technical and validation areas. This time, however, the hiring appears to be more urgent and specific. Internal reports indicate the sudden arrival of electrical systems specialists and assembly technicians coming directly from other Tesla production units. It's a classic move to ensure everything is perfect at the crucial moment. And perhaps the biggest clue of all lies in the discreet, almost invisible communication the brand has recently adopted. Those who follow the company closely have noticed that, recently, Tesla's official spokespeople have avoided mentioning the new model directly, limiting themselves to vague and generic answers about future plans. This subtle shift is typical of pre-launch periods, especially when the brand wants to create maximum suspense. After all, when a company so known for bold communication goes silent, it's usually because it's about to explode with something impressive. The topic now is money. And when it comes to a mainstream Tesla, there's no way around it. Price always takes center stage. ever since rumors first surfaced about a possible Model Q or Model 2, the magic number of $25,000 has become almost an obsession. This figure didn't just appear. It's precisely the price Elon Musk cited years ago as a symbolic target for a truly affordable electric car. But recently, what was once a distant promise has become headline news. And now everyone wants to know if this figure will actually be achievable. What few people realize is that this much-discussed price tag isn't solely dependent on Tesla's will. The magic happens thanks to U.S. tax incentives, those credits that reduce up to $7,500 from the final cost of an electric vehicle for the consumer. Without this government financial assistance, the math is quite different. With the end or reduction of these tax benefits scheduled for the end of 2025, the entry price of the Model Q could rise significantly, reaching around $35,000, and this completely changes the conversation. Internally, according to leaks emerging from Tesla's corridors, the concern is precisely this: ensuring the launch while incentives are still in effect. Behind-the-scenes information reveals a veritable race against time to move production forward as much as possible. The team is reportedly under pressure, with tight deadlines and frequent meetings to eliminate any chance of delay. After all, every month counts, as missing the deadline would mean increasing the car's price by up to $10,000, alienating many of the consumers who were excited about the original idea. But Tesla isn't just counting on external incentives to keep prices low. Recently leaked internal documents show that the company also plans to adopt a series of very specific technical measures to drastically reduce production costs. One such measure is the extensive use of so-called Giga castings, large aluminum molds capable of replacing dozens of individual parts with a single complex part. This technology reduces the number of assembly steps, speeds up production, and consequently lowers operating costs. In addition to the gigacasts, sources close to the project say the new model will focus heavily on simplifying the materials used in the vehicle's interior and exterior. Don't expect sophisticated finishes or luxurious seats. Instead, the idea is to minimize any unnecessary features. According to information available so far, Tesla would even be willing to eliminate some amenities currently standard on more expensive models, such as the panoramic roof or advanced seat heating and ventilation systems, all to hit the target price without compromising the brand's technological identity. Another detail revealed by these leaks is that the basic technology package will remain a priority, but always with a focus on value for money. Tesla's trademark giant central screens, for example, are expected to be maintained even in the most basic models, while less essential features may be offered as options or simply removed. The clear goal is to keep the vehicle attractive, with Tesla's famous technological appeal, while ensuring that its final price is in line with the budget of the average consumer, who currently still sees the brand as something distant. But of course, with all these cuts also comes concern about perceived value. After all, an affordable car needs to remain desirable, otherwise it completely loses its meaning. Therefore, Tesla is reportedly making a huge effort to find the perfect balance between cost reduction and quality maintenance. This involves difficult decisions, such as defining the minimum acceptable threshold so that consumers don't feel like they're driving a car that's too cheap. Tweet! It's a delicate and strategic game that has been keeping the brand's engineers and executives awake at night. While Tesla works behind the scenes to balance all these variables, the market continues to closely monitor every move. Analysts believe that the Model Q's true success will depend much more on the accuracy of this pricing strategy than on the vehicle itself. After all, reaching the $25,000 price target doesn't just mean offering an affordable car. It means, above all, fulfilling a promise that has been nurtured for years and that, if realized, could completely change the landscape of electric vehicles worldwide. If talking about price already makes many people curious, imagine when they talk about the possibility of the new Tesla becoming a kind of income generator for its owner. The idea seems too futuristic to be realistic, but that's exactly the proposal that started to gain traction in the company's internal conversations. Tesla plans to integrate the so-called Model Q directly into its RoboTaxi system soon after launch. Essentially, the car could leave on its own to go to work while the owner sleeps, is at work, or simply doesn't need to use it. It works more or less like a ride-hailing car, except without a human driver. The company's big idea would be to transform the vehicle into a source of passive income. Just imagine, instead of sitting idle in the garage for hours, it could drive the streets, carrying passengers fully autonomously, and still generate enough money to help pay off mortgage payments. Of course, many people may find this proposal strange or even unfeasible, but behind the scenes they assure us that pilot tests of this exact model are already taking place secretly. Inside sources recently leaked that Tesla is working on a well-structured system to enable this operation. Each vehicle would be integrated into a central platform, capable of monitoring its location in real time, tracking technical conditions, and ensuring the safety of both the vehicle and its passengers. Indeed, safety is a critical aspect of this process. To reassure more wary owners, the company reportedly plans to reinforce its famous Sentry Mode, an advanced camera monitoring system already present in other Tesla models. Sentry Mode, according to the latest information, would come with significant upgrades, including additional sensors to detect suspicious activity, facial recognition of passengers, and even the ability to remotely lock the vehicle in case of unusual behavior. These features are reportedly being developed specifically with potential issues of vandalism or theft in mind, a legitimate concern when leaving your car unattended around town. It appears that Tesla is taking these risks very seriously, creating multiple layers of protection. But what about the actual value owners would gain from this? Here's a rather intriguing part of the internal leaks. Apparently, Tesla is designing a scheme in which the car's installment payments decrease proportionally to the length of time the vehicle is available as a robotaxi. The more hours per week you release your Tesla to the autonomous fleet, the lower your monthly cost will be. Some reports even mention a target of approximately 40 hours per week for the vehicle's price to drop dramatically, making the monthly cost almost symbolic. Of course, this idea isn't all sunshine and roses. This complex integration raises several important questions, especially in terms of legal and liability. Who would be responsible for accidents that could occur with a fully autonomous vehicle? What guarantees would the owner have regarding the car's condition after each trip? These are natural questions that are certainly being discussed at length within Tesla. So far, internal information suggests that the company is working to resolve these issues even before officially announcing the new product. Another interesting point is that this revolutionary business model is already generating interest not only from consumers, but also from other automakers. Although Tesla hasn't officially announced anything yet, the mere existence of this strategy on the company's radar has already prompted industry rivals to consider something similar. The disruptive potential of a system like this is enormous, especially since it directly challenges the traditional concept of car ownership. Instead of simply owning a vehicle, you could profit from it while you're not using it. And perhaps the greatest revolution behind this proposal isn't even the car itself, but the ownership model it represents. In an era where the concept of shared cars is already gaining traction, transforming your vehicle into a kind of autonomous Uber would be a step forward in the logic of sharing. Younger consumers, especially those seeking flexibility and maximum savings, may find this idea extremely appealing, while traditional consumers may need a little more convincing before entrusting their car to traffic without anyone behind the wheel. Perhaps the most intriguing thing about this whole story lies in a subtle detail recently revealed by inside sources. The new, more affordable Tesla could actually be an adaptation of the project known internally as CyberCab. Few people have heard clearly about CyberCab, but behind the scenes at the company, the name has been circulating for some time. Originally planned to be a 100% autonomous vehicle without traditional controls, it appears Tesla has chosen a different path, adapting the concept into something more conventional, yet still revolutionary. Tesla's big move would be to leverage the entire structure already developed for the CyberCab and create a model with a steering wheel and pedals, thus allowing the car to be purchased by ordinary consumers, not just mobility companies or automated urban services. This would provide the car with a pre-tested and validated base, saving time and significant development costs, the notorious CAPEX that worries companies so much when creating new products from scratch. Repurposing an already advanced design is a smart move, especially for an automaker as experienced as Tesla. What few people have realized so far is how much this repurposing could accelerate the Model Q's timeline. Since the CyberCab's architecture has already gone through numerous validation phases, only specific adjustments remain to make the car viable for the average consumer. This would explain the accelerated pace of production at the factories, something that has attracted attention in recent months. It's as if much of the path has already been laid, with only the final touch remaining before the car can be officially announced. This strategy, if confirmed, would be one of the fastest ever seen in the automotive industry. Besides the obvious time savings, repurposing the CyberCab platform offers another significant benefit for the company: a drastic reduction in development and production costs. We're not talking about minor adjustments, but rather reusing virtually the entire technical and structural foundation already created for the original project. This includes parts, production processes, and even specific tools used in assembly. In practical terms, it's as if the car were already partially finished, awaiting only final adaptation for private use. Another recent leak is that the CyberCab's existing platform was designed from the outset to be easily adaptable. In other words, it wasn't a last-minute improvisation, but rather a strategic decision made long ago, specifically considering the future possibility of creating a version with a steering wheel. This strategic planning is quite typical of Tesla, which often considers multiple applications for its products before even officially launching them. The flexibility of the CyberCab platform appears to be an essential part of this strategy. For consumers, this could mean a more robust and reliable car from day one, as it was originally developed for intense use in urban services and autonomous systems. The structure, therefore, would be more resilient, designed to withstand intense and continuous operation. This feature is especially interesting for those who intend to use the car as a RoboTaxi model, as a vehicle built to operate continuously will naturally require less maintenance and fewer visits to the repair shop. But, obviously, adapting a vehicle originally designed to lack traditional controls into a conventional car involves significant technical challenges. The leaks suggest that much of the current effort is focused precisely on addressing these challenges. Technical teams are reportedly working tirelessly to ensure that the inclusion of a steering wheel, pedals, and other manual control systems doesn't negatively impact the interior space or the overall driving experience. The goal would be to create a hybrid vehicle in conceptual terms, autonomous, but also fully functional as a regular car. Tesla's approach, uniting two seemingly distinct worlds in a single vehicle, clearly demonstrates the company's continued commitment to challenging traditional paradigms. It's not just about building a cheaper vehicle, but also about finding creative solutions that can surprise the market and consumers at the same time. The strategic use of the CyberCab as the structural foundation of the new model is a perfect example of this, demonstrating that even tech giants, when pressured by the market, can resort to practical and intelligent solutions to achieve their goals. And since we're talking about practicality and intelligence, the Model Q's design will certainly follow the same logic. Forget, at least momentarily, the luxury and sophisticated finishes you usually associate with Tesla's premium vehicles.